Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's card we're also going to do a bit of an old school thing. Just this piece, just really quickly, this green piece is actually an offcut when I cut some of the, use a grass die, like a border die, and I'd used it on a different project, and that was a scrap piece that was in my supplies. So I just thought actually it looks a bit like a frayed edge of like fabric or something, so I actually decided to use it. So check your scraps out because you might have stuff in there that is gold. So it was just a happy accident really. So I have a piece of Gina K, I think this is red hot cardstock. It's a standard A2 size card that I folded in half at 4 1/4, and I've got a piece of Blushing Bride, which is a Stampin' Up cardstock for my layer, my first layer, and I've already embossed the green piece and cut it down to the right width, so it's 5 1/4 wide, and I've already embossed it with a Cuttlebug embossing folder, which you saw at the beginning, which is Seeing Spots, which is a very cool, just a dot embossing folder, which is just handy for all seasons and all the time. And then I've wrapped some, this is just ribbon I had in my drawer, around the edge, and use some double-sided tape to adhere it down, but you could use regular like Scotch tape or any other brand is available, and just get it in place before you start sticking it to your card. It just makes it easier than trying to finagle that and stick it down. So it just makes life so much easier. And then when you have an embossed piece of cardstock, just make sure that you have adhesive all the way around. If it's dry adhesive like this, just stick loads of it on, especially around the edges, otherwise it might pop off. And the same when you've got a wet adhesive, just make sure you go all around the edges especially, and it should be fine. And then I've sort of somewhat got it in the middle. It's all these things when you look at it afterwards you're like, oh, that's not center. When do I ever do it like that anyway? And I'm just going to now stick this onto the base card. So these are very easy. These last couple of videos have been very easy. Apologies for the other one being late. It's been birthday week here and we've just had a lot going on around the house, so it's just I've just totally lost track of time. So anyway, so this little mouse comes from the Winter Frolic Cricut cartridge, and I've been wanting to use this for quite a while now, so I was so chuffed when I finally had 5 minutes to myself to actually get some crafting done and get a couple of videos going for you guys, and also so that I could play around with my Cricut again, because I'm obsessed with it again at the moment. So yeah, you will see lots more of that. So if you do have a Cricut, then hopefully the next few tutorials will help you with that, whether they're Christmas themed or not. So this inspiration actually comes from Robin from My Pink Stamper. I'm sure a lot of you know who she is. And this is from years ago when she made this card. But our cards look nothing the same. She didn't use the same paper. We didn't use the same images or anything like that. But I took inspiration from the design layout because I thought it was really quite a simple design layout, but a really nice one that would work with this image. So thanks, Robin. If you're I'm sure she's not watching my videos, but if she is, thanks. And so the only thing I think we did use that was the same was the Cuttlebug folder. I don't know if I'm sure it was the same folder, but that was about it. But yeah, I thought it was a nice layout, so I thought it would work really well with this little mouse as a Christmas card. So yeah. So there's the story on that. So I'm now going to just I'm not going to pop it on yet. I want to put my sentiment on first. So whenever you've got anything that you're popping up with 3D foam, just be aware of whether or not you have stamped everything you want to stamp before you do that, because it becomes more difficult to stamp because you've got the acrylic block that might sort of land up sitting on top of your raised image, and then you won't stamp a clear sentiment or whatever you're stamping. So I would always stamp those before you put your final image on, especially if it's going to be popped up. So I've stamped the Merry Christmas, which is from the Nutty or Nice Lawn Fawn Simon Says Stamp collaboration from September from a few years ago, I think. Maybe 3 years ago. I've lost track of time. And it was so cute. I had to have it. so I bought it. And yeah, it just had this really nice sized, cute font, Merry Christmas in it, and I just thought it was perfect for this mouse. So I'm filling and faffing, trying to show you how you can twist your ribbon round as you pull it through, so that if you've got a pattern on one side, you can land up with a pattern on top again. So hopefully you saw that on the take 2 part of that bow. And I don't use ribbon an awful lot. I'm not very good with ribbon, but I try every now and again, add a bit of ribbon. I just don't know what to do with it. It's one of those weird things. I don't know. And then for his eye, even though it's black already, I thought some glossy ebony black, I think it's called, glitter, not glitter, crystal drops from Nuvo would just help it stand out some more. You could use an enamel dot. You could use some crystal glaze, or like a, what's that stuff called? Glossy accents. And because the cardstock's already black and those are clear, it will still give you the same effect. Might not be as raised, but it will give you the same idea. I just wanted his eye to pop out a bit more. Not literally, but you know what I mean. And then I'm using my favourite, which is White Blizzard. And this is just a clear glitter glue, basically. So if you don't have or want to get all the 10,000 colours that you can get with Nuvo or Stickles or any of them, just get the clear ones, because they will work with a lot of projects on different colours. They look different, so it's just so pretty. So obviously this is wet at the moment, but hopefully you can see the eye, how it stands out a bit more, and that will, the glittery will dry clear when it dries eventually. So yeah, you'll be able to see that on like Instagram and all that later on when it when those uploads, because the pictures the glue would have dried. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye.